Hello again, esteemed viewer. I'm super delighted to be back on another rewarding episode of The Bookshelf, beaming to you live from the studios of Western Spring Television. I believe that you are keeping well and you have been working on our mandate for this new season that we are in, which is for you to complete a book. Whatever relationship you have with a book at this hour, at this moment, for you to please complete a book. Please is not part of it, right? But I'll just have to add, please. If you are holding on to somebody's book, kindly return. If you have taken a book that is not yours, for whatever reason, maybe yours was taken, stolen, without your consent, you misplaced it, your note is not complete, and you need to write an exam, right? Especially an exam. You now go and collect another person. Or no, you not even collect. You carried another person's book, just so that you could read off for this exam. Remember, you're depriving another person. You're doing the wrong thing. I don't know how you even get to put your head down and sleep. Like really, really have a sound sleep. So please complete a book. Return it to the owner. That person also deserves to study and excel in the same exam you're looking forward to succeed in as well. So do well to complete the book, return. One key that you could work with is for you to borrow the book from the person with that person's consent, and then you could just make photocopy. It's so easy. Gen Z, what are you now Gen Z for? Use your smart gadgets, that 3.5 million that people are traveling to wherever to go and buy whatever device you want to buy. Take the pictures with it, scan it, and read from your device. That's another option. My name is Damilola Raphael, your teaching and learning advocate. Welcome you on board this episode. It's not a new season. We have a few, and then we'll be entering a new season. Thank you very sincerely for joining us on this episode. Now, last time we met, we were talking about information overload. And we focused a lot on social media. So much content coming in, whether you ask for it or not. It just comes. Sometimes, especially when you're expecting money, you say, I don't have a smartphone. That means you're just saying this because, people are in that realm. I understand as well that you do not have a smartphone. But there are stuff that we call robocalls, robotexts. It just comes to you without you, asking for it. You just, okay, maybe a lot has entered. You just check, it is network. They are calling me. Or some brands, will just call you and you pick the call. In your mind, you're like, okay, so I applied for the job, right? So this is the number from the office number calling me, to book an interview or something. And I go, hello, good news. we have this new service or this new product. And you're like, who be this? So information overload with regard, so it's not just limited rather to social media. So we decided to have an extension of it, and we'll be looking at it, discussing information overload on this side now with regard academics. Yes, even in academics, information, there could be that threat of information overload. And we have joining us yet again, live on set of The Bookshelf, Regina Adesiji. She is a writer as well as a social media manager. She says she's Gen Z. How are you doing, Reg? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Suma. Thanks for having me again.
We are almost on the same gradients with the cholera.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I almost wore black today, but I'm like, no, it's not a black. It's never going to be a black.
You can never be wrong with black. You can never be wrong with black.
I just started against doing black. I didn't know Regina was going to do something related. Okay, so let's start out. Information overload in the academia. Can you really? Is that possible? Because I said earlier it's possible, but then again, let me ask you from.
So when it comes to the academics, information overload is when you read too much. There's something called reading too much. You've gone to the extreme of reading. In a country like Nigeria, and with the way our grading system is, you see students who want to excel by force. Let me use that. So they read, they go extra mile to read. taking buckets, putting their legs out, taking caffeine. Some go as far as using drugs to stay awake. And we need to understand that when we read, our brain also needs to rest. So as you're reading, you need to rest. Like I said the last time, information overload is taking in too much information, even when you don't need it. Reading is taking in too much knowledge and not allowing your brain to rest. So information overload in academics is very much possible. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about, you already hinted though at some of the things that different persons do to stay away to read and all of that. So could you shed more light on them? And as the thing is touching you, like they will say, just be nodding. Write it down and begin to strike it out that, oh, so I'm not going to do this anymore. It's wrong. Let's talk about.
Now, we, as students, I'm not a student. Students don't really get this academic information overload. Let me just say it like that. Until exam period. You see them reading, assimilating, just taking in everything.
So it has a season.
It has a season. It's not every time.
Oh.
You hardly see a student reading just because they want to read. It's not everybody that is asked by Einstein. So it's not everybody that just wants to read at leisure time. But what I'm saying is that during exam period, you see them reading something that they did for a whole semester in one night. It's not possible. Your lecturer took time, 2 hours a day, and you did it for 8 weeks or even 12 weeks, and you're bringing that book now like magic. Jesus come and do magic for you, and you want to read it in a night. You now give yourself time 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. You bait 5 a.m. By 8 a.m. you're in the exam. You will forget what you read.
He's not even, you mentioned Jesus now. He's a miracle worker.
That's not miracle. That's magic. You want him to perform magic. Because how do you explain a whole semester job in one night? So that's information overload, and it's painful. When I was in final year, I had a roommate that was studying nursing. She's very, very brilliant. I mean, very brilliant. And 2 days to their exam, they just saw something called AOC, area of concentration, and this disturbed our reading system. She started focusing on that, and she was not downloading materials. And I just had to ask her, your lecturer did not give you this material. Someone brought this AOC to you, and you're downloading it. How will you assimilate all this with these textbooks down on your shelf? How will you not take everything into your head and get to the exam hall? And this short period, just 2 nights, and you will not write. What do you want to write when you get there? Sincerely, she failed the course.
My goodness.
Sadly, because that area of concentration was just a big distraction for her. She said when she got to the exam hall, she didn't even remember what to write, what to not write. So please, during exam period, it's just sad that you have to wait till exam period before you start reading. Start early. You don't need to wait 2 weeks to exam, a day to exam, a night to exam. Then you not take the book and say, what did this teacher even teach us?
Reg, let me bring you back now. I we definitely will talk about steps to take and all that. But let us look at some of the things that students do. You mentioned taking caffeine.
Yeah, I said that.
Dipping the feet in a bucket of water in order to not sleep. Now there is this whole AOC thing. Somebody just goes, prints something out of nowhere, brings it, and maybe even start selling.
Yes, some of them sell it and it's a big distraction, sincerely. As long as you're even lecturers that give, some of them do it to distract you. Now, we see students who would take caffeine. Some even use drugs to stay awake, and go for night classes, leaving their house to school, going for tutorials at night. The extremes we go to just pass exam, and one of those extremes is cheating. The expo you take into exam is an extreme. Anything you do that doesn't fit well with your brain is an extreme. Taking expo into the exam hall is an extreme because your brain is no longer focused on writing to pass. Your brain is focused on writing with that expo without getting caught. So you're no longer trying to just pass this exam. You are trying not to be rusticated if hot.
And there is also a downside to actually writing exams just for the purpose of passing that particular exam. And that's where you hear stories of even those that got third class did well. Those that got passed, they are doing better than first class. Where I'm not saying that those who did have first class, you know, went through some hanky-panky and all that. But if you, and I'm talking to you, I'm not going to say anybody, I'm referring to you. If you got your first class by underhanded means, that's just about it. What you get is that result. No more results outside of that. And that's why you find other persons who are well able to replicate their results outside of school. And then they begin to fly, because what they will be graded upon will be the value they're bringing to the table, the results they're able to produce. So don't just get distracted to as touching not being caught and okay, I want to pass. Study to actually know it. To actually really be better. We'll be going on a very quick break now, dear viewer. I would love for us to talk about the Asian exam. There is a Chinese examination. We'll just talk on very briefly, talking about extremes that students go through for them to be able to pass examinations. The bookshelf will continue shortly. Stay with us.
COVID-19 is a global crisis. Businesses, cities, even countries were shut down by a disease traced to a wildlife market. We must never let it happen again. In captivity, wild animals are potential sources of disease. To protect our wildlife and our health, say no to illegal bushmeat and report wildlife crime. Keep them wild and keep us safe.
You're welcome back. It's still the bookshelf, streaming live from Western Spring Television Studios, and I have with me Regina DCG, a writer. We'll discuss one of your books. You think I don't know? Okay, and of course a social media manager. It's getting hotter, so we needed to take that break. Okay, come back. We will still talk about, we will still touch on some of the things. It's so that you can get better, honestly. And thank you indeed for continuing and not running off, because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. So why not just face it today? And by that time you may have grown weaker, lost your equipment, or the person who is fighting you has better us now than you do. You don't want to fail, so just face it head on and you know, just win. So you were talking about formation the other time.
I was actually talking about expo, the cheating, and all of that. And apart from that, the extreme students also go is formation.
Which is formation again?
Now, when I was back in school, they call it 244. That's what they call it in my class, 244. So 2 scholars in front, 4 semi-scholars in the middle. Then the dollars are the remaining 4 at the back. If I should say it that way. So what they do is that the scholars in front, are the ones to pass the answers to those at the back, or the scholars at the back pass the answers to those in front. And they do it by bringing either chips like papers where they have written answers, or phone. And I don't want to call out these formations so that students will not start practicing them. But there's this dangerous one that I really need to talk about, is the my course may call it the hearing mechanism. I don't know where they got that from. They'll put AirPod in their ear, then use their wig to cover it, and they'll be listening to videos, tutorial videos on that particular subject. That
one is a long thing.
A very big extreme you're going to.
It's a long thing, because you have to ask for a particular exam. When will that video get to you?
That's why I'm not going to explain how they do it. I'm not going to explain how they do it. The painful part of it is that you'll be panicking. You won't sit straight.
Be coordinated.
You'll be writing, and maybe that audio you're playing has gone past the answer. You now start shaking and fidgeting and all of that. A very big extreme you go to forward. See, you can always rewrite an exam.
True.
But you cannot rewrite your health. You cannot rewrite your years. So it's better you just do it the normal way, pass, and be grateful. Then for you to, now, you would say that there are some people that do it and not get caught. What if you do it and get caught?
Nine.
What if you do it and you get caught? We're not carrying the same destiny. And like Miss Dami said, some would pass and you'll be hearing third class is doing better than first class. Maybe that first class cheated and got the first class. And the third class did the best they could. And, that's what they came out with. That's why, you see, school is where the theory is. Outside is practical.
The real life.
The reality is outside. So if you're cheating and all of that, it's just for you to get a certificate. See, outside, you're going to need this skill to prove that you actually worked for it. So just don't cheat to pass. That's why you leave the exam and you're forgotten what you've done.
It's gone.
It's gone.
La cram
because
la po.
Because you're not reading to assimilate the knowledge. We're only reading to pass that subject.
Okay, there is something, I think I've mentioned it before, and I'm looking forward to, put it back together again for us. That's talking about the Chinese Gaokao. It is the China's National College Entrance Examination, NCEE, a highly competitive and rigorous test taken by millions of high school students annually to determine their university admission and future career prospects. I mean, you find persons who want to sit in for these examinations doing all manner of things. And one that I really remember is that the girls take pills so that they don't have their menstrual cycle for a period of 3 months, 6 months. That's deadly.
That's dangerous.
And, these things have an adverse effect on your health.
Of course.
Regina already mentioned right there. Okay, so we'll move on and talk about now what are the steps that you can take. What are the things that you can do? And I'll give you a digest, Regina.
Thank you very much. Like I mentioned earlier, you don't study a semester's course in one night. Start early. You see, the system we have in Nigeria, you see lecturers come in for a course, maybe PCM 101. They'll take you from 8 to 11. Another lecturer comes in from 11 to 1. Another one comes in from 1 to 3. And your brain has not rested throughout that day. When you get home or you find a time to rest, you can just take that one you did from 8 to 11. Just go through them. Just go through it. And, if there are students that don't assimilate in class. They assimilate when they sit down and speak about it with their
in a group study.
In a group study, or they're in a tutorial class. Just number one, start early to find what works for you. There are people that read in the morning and they assimilate well. There are people that read with loud music. There are some that read with soft music. There are some that read outside. Music. There are some that read with no music. Find what works for you. And please don't get to, for secondary school students listening, don't get to the university before you find what works for you. Because over there, you have to use what works for you. So now that you're in secondary school, find what works for you. I mean, read in the morning and see, did I assimilate well? Read in the afternoon, read in the night, read in the midnight. Just check the time that works for you. Another thing is that don't compare yourself. This comparison thing, please don't do it. Chibike, sorry to those who are bearing Chibike. Chibike is in 4.9. I'm staying in 3 points. This one, I need to do this one to get. Come on,
you should be in a competition with your past,
with your
not
past,
with another
not with somebody else.
Your journeys are different.
My project supervisor told me that the person that is against you is your last resort. So if you add 3.5, you're going against that 3.5 to get to 4 points, whatever you want, not against Chibike that is in 4.9. Another thing we should do is that we should.
Okay, let's take that finally.
We should avoid pressure, please. We see parents who say, oh, but graduate with first class, sorry for using Yoruba. You must graduate with first class. Society saying you must come back with good results. Please avoid that pressure, because it's not going to affect, it's not just going to affect your academics, it's going to affect your health. Like I said earlier, you can rewrite your health, your exam,
the papers,
but not
indeed.
your health.
Now, the pressure, avoiding the pressure should come from those who are putting on the pressure,
On
and of
you,
course those who
yeah.
are under that pressure. I like the fact that that first point says to start early. Another point here is taking active notes, summarizing and synthesizing, focusing on fundamentals, using past papers, minimizing distractions. Now, during the exam, read the instructions. It's important. Analyze the questions, manage your time, check your work. And important tip here, stay positive, stay healthy. If you're not feeling fine, you can't really do well in exams. EduGist today, let me start with this one coming from Uni Oshun here. It says, discipline earned me first class. Uni Oshun's best graduate. Speaking right there, discipline. A lot of people want the reward of discipline, but they don't want to subject themselves to discipline. And let's talk about JAM, and we'll be signing out. Just the headline, JAM clears 85 underage candidates for exceptional admission. Thank you very sincerely, Regina DCG, for joining us on the Bookshelf again.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, dear listener, for not cutting us off, because this seemed to have hooked you at some point. It all shows that we can get better. My name is Damilola Raphael, your teaching and learning advocate. Looking forward to meeting you on another rewarding episode of the Bookshelf. Until then, it's goodbye and God bless.